Hello guys and welcome back to Star Drive with the BlackBox and Combined Arms mods. So a couple of comments I want to deal with first of all, and do keep them coming guys because they're really needed and I do appreciate them. So first of all is I've made a couple of comments over the last few videos about how my freighters seem to be sort of getting caught here in the gravity wells, and that was the case. And I've had a comment basically which explains that the subspace projectors, not only do they give your ships a boost as they're going along, they actually negate the gravity well. So I can show, if I click this button down here, that each of these planets has a gravity well, as you'd expect, and my ships were basically getting caught here and clipping against these fields. That noise in the background is my dog coming into the room and making a load of fuss as though he owns the place, which he pretty much does. Anyway, getting back to the topic. So now you can see, basically, there's this shaded green area, which is the gravity well. Not the gravity well, the subspace projector's influence, and that helps the ships to overcome these sort of gravity wells in between, and allows them to move back and forth. So, the next comment I wanted to deal with was on Earth we are generating loads and loads of food, and I did notice that in the last episode, and I did come and have a look at the Empire submarine. So you could manually, I suppose, go and count all of the negatives, get your calculator out and spend hours trying to get a balance yourself. But what I've been told to do is go to Governor and use the Trade Hub. So basically, the governor will control the production levels, so these sliders basically, but won't build anything. So I can still kind of micromanage the building stuff, which I want to do at Earth because it's important. But the governor will then sort of sort these sliders out and move about the storage and that kind of stuff, and handle a lot of the busy work basically. So that's good to know. And I think a third comment I had, which was, and I did mention it last episode, my research seemed a bit low. So what we're going to do is we're going to bump that research lab up the production line, and we'll get this Space Marine finished first, and then we'll begin our sort of conquest of these polyp worlds, which are cheekily in our zone of control, and commence Operation what should we call Operation Weed Killer. I think that'll be appropriate. So let's move things along again at just half space, just while we still have the learning stabilizers on, and then once let's have a look. So what was this? Oh yes, this was the planet that they recently colonized and killed a Vulfa colony ship. So yeah, the polyps are quite cheeky little scamps, and they need to be taught a lesson. So let's see if we can do that. That Space Marine's still being constructed, but I'll tell you what, we'll gather up all of our military ships and go first of all and take hopefully get space superiority first, and then once that's done, our Marines can hopefully land without being intercepted and molested. So that's our little fleet going off in that direction. I did see there's quite a polyp fleet over here, but I think on balance they're going to be easier to deal with in terms of their new colonies, their naughty little like squatters, their little colonies in our territory, than it is going to be to take on the remnants initially. So that's the way we'll grow, is we'll actually grow at the expense of the polyps. Is my plan. Oh, have they got a colony? Are they getting another colony? They're just, gosh, they're like weeds. I was going to say rabbits, but they're really not like rabbits. Rabbits are probably like the nightmare of the polyp, munching all the plant matter. Can you? I don't think we need to vote the whole fleet, but go and take out that colony ship if you can. Oh, he's got away from us. Oh well. Let's go into orbit of this world, and hopefully I've got my second Space Marine. I do. Let's launch all troops, and then when I click and drag, because there's no military ships, I automatically select the Marines, and yeah, let's target the planet. These are my scouts. So they've obviously been itching to explore this world. Oh, it is explored. What are these guys up to? Supply ship returning home. What are you up to? Awaiting orders. Terran supply. So do these drop off? It's got plenty of order. Yeah, so it does. They do look like supply ships. Interesting. So there's the Marines coming in. On Earth itself, we are getting the research lab built, which is good. I'm going to go for that Imperial offices as well, and we'll queue that just behind those hopefuls. Let's just check how things are going elsewhere. It's an anomaly here, but it's on the Polyp world. Okay, well we can investigate that when we invade. How's our invasion coming along? There's one Marine transport. And the other.
This is the captain speaking. All personnel prepare for drop. We are at D-3 and counting. We are going in with first wave.
Oh, we're invading, so can we have a look at the world? We can. Here's our Marines. And I assume they're going to just automatically now begin their assault. I won't need to sort of micromanage them. So most of the buildings, Rover Bay, Warehouse, and the aeroponic farm, only 5. The outpost is 15, so that might cause us some difficulty. Anyway, I won't stay zoomed in, otherwise we might miss what's going on in the rest of the galaxy. Right, we got that research lab completed at Earth. Yeah, the governor has brought down the agriculture by the look of it and bumped up the science a bit, I think. That's the impression I've got anyway. So he looks like he's doing his job properly. Yeah, science is definitely boosted up a bit, and I think we can get missiles shortly, which is quite exciting. There's probably veterans of the game watching this and yawning at the thought of missiles, but for me, it's exciting. Polyp forces spotted. Yes. Okay. Well, we do have to think about getting some of our own worlds defended, because we won't be the only ones thinking about attacking. How's things getting on over here? Oh, our Marines were destroyed.
It's an ugly planet! A bug planet! A planet hostile to life!
Bugger. Okay, so we need a lot more Marines. We've explored that, and we've got the Rover Bay completed. Here, what's its fertility is, it's not great, is it? But the richness is pretty bad. Desert world. Let's go with yeah, we'll go research. As I say, every kind of like mediocre world, I think we'll go. We will go research. Right, I need troops. So 2 weren't enough. 1, 2. Should you not be building when I click that? Oh, there you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Double up. Okay, we need to toughen our troops up, obviously, as well. It's a bit like Starship Troopers. We've landed our boys and to go and kill the bugs, and it turns out the bugs are fighting back. It's very rude. Yes, missiles, lovely. This is more of what I want. So let's close. Yeah, let's close that. And in terms of next next research, we went with fighter hulls, corvettes. That would give us something a bit more punchy, wouldn't it? All these upgrades. I don't think we want to go anywhere near those for the moment. There's more sort of fundamental tech I think we need to be researching. Subspace theory. Ooh, increases the speed. That is quite useful. Ionic weaponry. That looks pretty funky. Socio-engineering, advanced education, military outpost. What do these do? Oh, train and equip infantry for ground combat. Let's. Oh, and there's planetary defense weapons. Okay, that's very tempting. Oh, better energy, guys. This is racked with angst. This armor technology is quite cheap, though, isn't it? Perhaps some electro armor. So, oh, I see. Yeah, provides power flow and storage. I don't think our ships are big enough, really, to merit that investment just yet. I do like the idea of the armor being able to transmit some power, though. Let's go with... yeah, I'll go with Corvette. Where are you? Let's go with Corvette next. And let's take a little bit of time to design a missile ship. So, missiles, yes. So we can put rocket launchers on these. What's a good... is that going to be too much in terms of ordnance drain? Well, I'm not going to put too much else on there. So let's go with power. Toggle overlay. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Okay, so that's all powered now. We're going to need some engines, obviously. He says clicking away from the engines. No, I want to take the symmetry off. Why would I do that, eh? So combat thruster, small warp engine. Let's. We need a cockpit. Yeah, I knew I was missing something. Ooh, yeah, no. Sorry, I need the reactors there. So we'll put a cockpit in front. We will have a reactor there. What about one of these little shields, just to give some protection, you know, if there's incoming fire from the front. So we've got that. We need ordnance, obviously. Let's put them on the wings there. Design completion. So let's have a look at. I haven't completed it yet, so it doesn't bring up the warnings. It's like finish the design then before you worry about that kind of stuff. Now, I haven't got any kind of sort of PDC type weapons on here. These are going to be pure sort of bombers. Do we have information? Excess power cells. Because power cells capture and store power from a ship's power plant, increasing the ship's effective operational range, as well as stamina in combat. But it's telling me I don't really need any more of those, which is okay. Presumably, let's have a look at do the engines store any power? No. bulkheads? No, I don't want bulkheads. Feels like a waste. We could put more ordnance. So basically shed loads of ordnance and yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's basically a rocket launcher ship. So let's save that and call it basic bomber. Exit out of that, and I want to queue up a couple of them, so we'll go to Earth, ships, fighter, and let's queue four of them. Yeah, and we'll bring the offices back. Yeah, my economy may not be doing so well, but such is the price of war. I want to just leave that now. What have I done so that I cannot exit out of this? There you go. Just a little misclick by me, I think. Okay, we've explored this system and there's nothing around it. Well, yeah, no, there isn't. Which is it's a shame because it's a nice big yellow sun. I'm going to need to re-initiate the AI doing the construction stuff at some point, but for now, I've got to just build up a bit more of a fleet. Also, now that we've got kind of space superiority over here, I think actually space superiority. Yes, you know, we've got a few ships in space. The polyps are largely over here, so I think I want to actually come. Ooh, to Rona, or do we go? Yeah, let's go to Zama. And I think if we go to Rona, then if we've got any trouble down here, it's going to take ages to get our ships over to there. Whereas if we go for Zama, it's kind of sort of middle of where our front is my thinking. So what are you little guys? You are the hopefuls that I built, so good. You can go and sort of rendezvous at Zama as well. That is a polyp ship. Yeah, that is a polyp ship. Is this where... No, it wasn't. I was thinking this place is where there are remnants down here, I believe. I do really want to get that Terran average, though. I assume if I was to colonize that Terran average, the remnants will just get sort of sucked towards it, and they'll start. They may not invade the planet, but they will. They're going to be destroying my freighters, which means I then need to build more freighters, which means it's more of a production drain when I need to be building up my fleet. An armed scout. Well, that is what will happen, guys. If you go into the polyp territory, they were destroying colonists over here. Like, they give no shits about either human or sort of canine life. Who are you? Small freighter colonist still. So Earth is still very well populated, and those colonists are still going out to the colonies. Shall we bump up the speed a little bit? Okay, I will. But I reserve the right to drop it back down at a moment's notice. What's this? Whoa. See? This is why you've got to be slow. There was something over here. Oh, yeah. So, our freighters are being nabbed by the various pirates. And I'm a little bit unsure as to how we tackle them. Do we need to put sensors and things on our ships? Or can we... Let's have a look at this hope one. Can I task it with doing something clever, like escort. So these are the various sort of behaviors. But I think that's just in combat. When it gets there, combat that I've initiated. Yeah, let's have a look at AI. So AI, basically, there's auto explore, auto colonize. Okay, well we will figure out how to get rid of the pirates, just like we will figure out how to get rid of the polyps. It's just a matter of time. So okay, we're collecting now. Just in the rings of this this desert world. Bloody awesome. Apparently Mars is going to look like this in about 1 billion years' time. Mars is going to have rings as one of its moons. Apparently, is going to disintegrate. What's this? Who are you? A scout. They're kind of like a brownie colour, so they must be the Opterus. Okay, so the Opterus must be down here. Yeah, down this way. Yeah, Opterus. Okay, so we really do have to go and squish the bugs at some point. Okay, so that's the last of the hopefuls. Then we'll kick out 2 transports, and then we need more marines. Are we doing enough in terms of production, though? Yeah, we probably are. We probably are, in fairness to our governor. In terms of pacing of the game right now, I know I've been having it down on. I know it's on half there, but for me, this is nice. I don't mind spending a long old time on my 4Xs if they're worth putting time into, and some of them just are not. Now, from what I can see so far, bearing in mind I'm just scratching the surface. This looks it looks good, guys, in terms of worth putting time into. One of the obvious comparators must be Distant Worlds, but let me shut up about Distant Worlds and have a look at this. Right, we've got our Corvette, twin engines as well. Lovely. Right, research. I think let's go back towards doing something for the economy before we spend all of our time, researching the sexy military stuff. Zero gravity production plant. Let's have a look. Orbital production allows fabrication. Zero gravity. Increased productivity. Could go with live. I can right click to expand. In fact, I did have a comment about that. It slipped my mind. I did have a comment that I could open that up. So So plus 25 production, plus 20 storage, aids in ship's repair. Okay, that is interesting. Plus 2 production per richness. Ooh. A module contains a small manufacturing plant, providing a plus 0.25 bonus to production per richness of the newly colonized planet. It also contains some colonists. I see. So is that a module we can put on a ship? Can we build like a defensive satellite or something like that in orbit that then helps with the production on the planet? I don't know, guys. Production. Zero gravity production, I think, is the way we need to go, just to bump up what we're doing. I obviously need to design a new Corvette, but I think for the moment, let's just crank out some more fighters. So yeah, I was talking about Distant Worlds, and that is a very good game. It has some limitations. I'd like the tech tree in Distant Worlds to be a bit longer, and some of the stuff in there is quite clunky. But I suppose the biggest deficit for Distant Worlds against this game is the ship design. Distant Worlds, you basically it's like a menu, isn't it? You just like I'll have 5 reactors, I'll have 6 bits of armor, I'll have 4 bits of this, and then you're limited in terms of kind of the icon for the ship, the image for the ship, and you don't really get to have any impact on where those bits and bobs are. It's a perfectly serviceable system, but this is more advanced by a country mile. So the interesting things for me are going to be whether things like the economy and what have you sort of hold up. So Distant Worlds, you've got like loads of different resources that you have to secure, and to some extent it's kind of almost a logistic simulator sometimes. Now, to some extent, how much does once you've got, let's say, 6 resources, do having 8 or then 10 resources really add much more to the game? I don't know. So I think this game obviously is simpler in terms of its economy, but I think it probably needs that with the focus being on the ship design, because if you've got ridiculous levels of detail in all aspects of the game, then you kind of become a bit of a jack of all trades and a master of none. Star Drive 2 is turn based, but it's still, I would say, kind of a bit of a sort of a war game in space. Basically, what's this transport doing? So he's got caught in this gravity well. He is moving though. He is moving, and he's transporting food. So we do need to get some more subspace projectors out here. I've got a sort of a hostile sign, but I don't know if there are any. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Nobody's moving to. But if we look, actually, its vision range is only that. So there could be bloody millions of the buggers over here. Maybe we do need to put sensors on our transports then. Let's have a look how things are going here. So we're getting the Marines. We've got only one. But in the interim, I'll collect these 2 ships, and it's occurred to me that I've moved away from this world. But actually, yeah, see, I can just see a little warp thing there. It occurs to me that they probably re-defended it now, so I'll send up my 6 Marines, and they'll all get mullered because my fleet is actually over here. What is going on here? Who are you? So it's a drone interceptor. Okay. I suppose another comparator would be perhaps Sins of a Solar Empire, which is a really good game, but I don't think I've played it in I don't know, 5 years or something like that. So I'm not really qualified to speak about it. I don't think you can compare it too much to something like. Ooh. Okay, so we've explored that. I like how when you click on it, it sort of grows into this more easy to read sort of presentation of what's there. So I was going to say, I don't think you can compare it to something like Galactic Civilizations or could you compare it to Solaris? So Galactic Civilizations, I think, is the combat for me is really boring because you've got like your 3 different types of weapons, 3 different types of yeah, they're actually building now the small transports at Ronar 1. So if that is the case, why didn't I put... Oh, it's got the automatic trade on, and it is... So maybe we'll put... Yeah, so we'll put the constructors back on, and maybe they won't sort of clog up Earth's production. So we've got the zero gravity production. Let's now go... Let's do something more military-wise. I'm going to go for... Well, I'm going to read first, and then I'm going to think about going for electro armor. So it's metal armor, the addition of solar collectors. So they provide less power flow. So, okay, they cost more. So they're not as strong, basically. Oh, they are more resistant to beam weapons. Let's go with electro armor. It's not going to take very long to research either, and we can stick that on our corvettes that we're going to design. So let's just have a look to see what the production queue is like on Earth. So okay, so they do still want to build a lot of constructors here. That's okay. I can kind of manage that. I'm glad some of my other worlds are actually chipping in now with the trade stuff. Did our ships arrive here? Yeah, they did. So this world's absolutely begging to be invaded. We just need to toughen up our troops, I think, and probably send more than 2 of them in at a time. Even Zap Brannigan sends in wave after wave of his own men, rather than just 1 at a time in a polite queue. It's very British of me, I suppose. So, what have we got him on? We've got him on research. I will not interfere because he's building an imperial office, which is going to help with my economy. Let's have a little quick look at espionage. So, yeah, I do have a nice bit of cash. Let's train a new spy, and then Andre the Banished. Yeah, we could target the old polyps, couldn't we? They got plenty of defense, though. So the question is, if I was to try and steal technology from them. Yeah, training is not possible for agents level 3 or above. Okay, we'll stay on the defensive, espionage-wise, for now, but I am tempted to go and cause some mischief. Let's have a look. Okay, so we got our electro armor. That was very quick to research. And I think a lot of that would be the fact that I've let the governor sort of take control on Earth. That would be my my kind of big learning so far, I think, in the game, is to just relinquish a little bit of the micromanagement and let the governors sort of just take the load off you initially. But now then, I do want to keep forging along with our colonies. Yeah, no, we won't do anything like that for the moment. What about starship construction? No, we haven't even built a corvette yet, let alone researching more starships. Plasma vectoring. Drone plasma bomb bay. Gosh, this looks quite... Plasma thrower. Interesting. I want to use my missiles first, though. Shipyards. Hello. Dedicated orbital shipbuilding facilities will allow us... This is what we need, guys. This is what we need. Not going to take that long to research either. Get one of those bad boys above Earth and start cranking out the ships. So, at the risk of jinxing myself, you know, it's kind of it's almost like a little bit of a phony war at the moment between us and the Polyps. I think they've sort of not really been able to back up their harsh words with any action so far. Kind of a bit like the French, you know, as the Germans were attacking the Polish, they sort of went in across the German border and then very quickly sort of, oh no, we've gone too far. Let's pull back. So it's a little bit like that at the moment, where I feel like, oh, hang on, is the Cold War, the phony war, about to go hot? What are you, little fighter? And yeah, it's warning me about the Polyp forces. Oh, I think forces is something of an exaggeration. Ah! Why aren't you shooting at him? There we go. Yes, well, I'm wearing glasses, but you guys need need to seriously improve your aim, honestly. Oh, look at that animation. That is glorious. Right, okay, guys, I think this video is about half an hour, so I will leave the video on that splendid victory. Massive victory. I hope you've enjoyed the gameplay. I'm going to carry on playing this, so I'll probably release another few videos in quick succession. I just like to keep them around the half-hour mark. And yeah, if you've enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. The Opterus and the Quartazine have declared war, one on the other. Keep the comments coming. I'm going to end this now because obviously things are kicking off in the galaxy. Thanks very much, guys.